Well, in my new book, Rise, I tried to talk about some topics that I thought would be relevant to our lives. So I'm just going to look through the table of contents now to give you an idea of some of the things that I talk about. You know, first chapter, 7 a.m. logic. I'm talking about how we have a tendency to kind of hit snooze, not just when we wake up in the morning and we don't want to get up, but with our lives. You know, putting off life itself, thinking not I'll get up out of the bed later, but I'll get up and live later. I'll live for God when I get a little bit older. And I kind of trace throughout the entire book different issues. So for instance, I have a chapter called Time is Money. So we have issues with time management. We waste a lot of time. And I want us to think of time as a resource that God has given us to spend well. I have a chapter on going deep with God and God's word. So many people go off to college and then you look up and they don't even want to follow Jesus anymore. Well, I want us to go deep in such a way that we have deep roots that hold up even through difficult situations and temptations. I have a chapter called R&B that's about sex and the things our culture teaches us about sex and what it looks like to think like God does about that and our temptations even while we're young. I have a chapter about why I got married young. I got married at 21. People thought I was crazy. I have a chapter called Age is More Than Just a Number, about the importance of having older Christians in our lives to help us to follow God. So this isn't a book that just acts like young people are all that matter, but thinking about the unique things about while we're young. I have a chapter called the Grail Rule. It's trying to give principles. How do we think about those things in our Christian life that seem to be gray areas? For instance, are we supposed to listen to secular music? Well, that's a chapter where I try to give principles to think about questions like that. I have a chapter about how to love others around us, how to meet the needs of others. Chapter about telling other people about Jesus, and a chapter about what it looks like to join a church. Sometimes we'll go off to college, we don't really even be part of a church, and that really hinders us in our walk with Jesus, and it keeps us from being able to use our spiritual gifts to serve the body. So these are some of the things I talk about in the book Rise, some of the unique challenges we may have as young people. I hope this book is an encouragement to you. I hope it encourages you to get up and live. January 27th.